Just come over to see what's pulsating on my
She's
screen.
pounding.
Oh, we're live.
You're sort of live, but also not really live because I don't think I've connected anything.
I think your LinkedIn's live.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Hello,
so we are live. Hi, everybody.
Winner.
We are live. Oh, look, we're live everywhere.
Welcome.
Okay, good.
Hey, look at us. Hey, we have to start off with hey. That's how we start every email that we respond to. Is hey, Monika. Hey. Everyone, we've decided that we are going to come here and show up live once a week in our weekly team meeting. We have multiple team meetings now. Once a week doesn't quite cut it when
Let's
you're building
talk about
a
that.
software.
Like, what are we really doing team meeting wise? Like, what? Because I think this is the thing. We haven't really shown behind the scenes how challenging it is to build software, and we all feel like I feel pretty dumb most of the time.
Just how much work goes into it, isn't it? Is massive, especially when you've got a day job as well of like trying to grow this as it grows. Momentum is the challenge is real of doing that, and it's gone from doing 2 hours a week to 6 hours of meetings a week plus the extra stuff for actually delivering.
Trying to get six founders together all at the same time 3 times a week.
Yeah.
That's why there's only 4 of us here today.
Exactly. Right. For people that, if anyone's starting now and joining, I think we should introduce Hey Monika, because people may have seen our little pulsating Hey Monika up in that corner and thought, what is it that we're all doing? Stu, do you want to give us a rundown of what Hey Monika is?
Can give it. So Hey Monika is ideally the ultimate work experience piece of AI, a tool that can support you whether you are looking to set your own bookkeeping or accounting practice up, you're a trainee looking to get some valuable work experience, or you are an employer looking to make sure you can get the best quality people that know what they are doing, are kind of the 3 main buckets really. And ultimately it's about client scenarios that are a bit more realistic than the perfect Xero or QuickBooks certification where everything is sweet and everything ticks off. The idea, we've got this client interaction, so we're learning about the client, what the challenges are, and then asking them for information and pulling that together to take it from a set of records to often a final set of accounts or a TB, or in other scenarios a VAT return or an output in one guise or another. And it's that communication piece, I guess, of getting information together, and it's a safe place to ask the stupidest of questions as well in a crazy way, I guess, is a kind of an overview. And the AI that supports that, there's AI in terms of questions about all weird and wonderful things you can ask it, and we did have some hallucinations early doors when it started that are now put to rest, or for the most part. And so there's that, and there's also a ton of helpful videos and working through step by step, and we're working through how we prepare those numbers and what that looks like. So it's that mentor really to get you through.
Yeah,
so let's get,
isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, so why us? Why are we here? Who's in the room? We're the founders. We're 4 out of 6 founders. Nicola, why did you say, well, you didn't say yes to this project. You pitched to Zoe and I an idea, and me and Zoe were like, we've got this idea. So why is this so important to you?
Yeah, so my background, I'm the founder of Virtual Accounts and Taxes and the payroll team. But I was finding, being an ambassador of the 6-figure bookkeepers, that I was doing a lot of mentoring to bookkeepers who didn't have confidence, which I have bundles of when it comes to doing any kind of work or anything. So I found that a lot of people were coming to me asking me questions, asking me to mentor them. I was doing the year-end work for a lot of bookkeepers who perhaps didn't have the qualifications to do it that far. And I just wanted to, there's only one of me, and there was only so many people that I could mentor, and I wanted to bring something out that would hit the masses and be able to help more people either grow the business or gain more confidence and experience in bookkeeping. And that's how I got involved.
And that's it. And this is like, we are coming here to be real and show you, we want to build this product in public. And I think it's important to know who is behind, because we just did Accountex a couple of weeks ago with 2 weeks notice. and the business is what, a couple of months old, like live product is a couple of months old. And we were just sitting on our weekly call and we thought, why don't we do this in front of everyone? Because we don't actually know what we're doing.
It doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel comfortable to like confess that. It feels like a confession, doesn't it? But also, I really pushed this afternoon. Like, we should go live because content is important and getting to know people is important because it will help you understand why we do this and care about it. But also, we have conversations here in this meeting about getting stuff fixed. Like, we really care, and hopefully we can show you that we really are like working hard to make sure that this product is brilliant. But also because we love community, we know that if we chat about things here, there'll be people in our generous community who can help us, and we are like open to learning. And it's just like, it's a different situation, but it is just like when you're doing work experience and you need some help. So we put some pressure on ourselves to know.
I'm not ashamed to say I don't know what I'm doing building software. I've never built software before. I've been involved in testing software before, but never.
You kept that a secret. She kept that a secret from us as well.
But Nicola, you've built another business. And Zoe and I often say, when you learn some skills, you never unlearn them. And lots of them in business are transferable. Lots of things are not. I feel like we're learning a whole brand new language with tech and software, and it's cool. I'm excited for it, but it's also scary. And to come out here like live and talk to you about what we're doing and what we just want to kind of have our weekly meeting, but with you guys here, because we were sitting here this afternoon. We've always met at 4:00 on a Tuesday. We've now added an extra 7 a.m. on a Monday and a 7 a.m. on a Thursday as well, because we've got lots to do. And actually, I was tracking my time today, and something interesting was that half my time was 6FE and half my time was Hey Monika, which I found interesting. We do always say it feels like another full-time job. But I think, yeah, we were stuck on a few things. We were like, well, what do we do about this? And what should we do about that? And Zoe kind of said, why don't we just go live and have a chat openly and see if anyone's got any ideas? So,
well, should we go through? Should we talk about what we've kind of got on the agenda? Like, let's pretend no one's watching, and
I'll drink my gin.
Have a
Yeah,
gin.
that's like drinking the gin there for those eagle-eyed people there.
Yeah. So
£6.50 for 3, was it?
It's £6.50 for 3 cans. I thought it was a bargain.
Hang on, what is a whoosh? What's a whoosh?
Oh, a whoosh. So I did a whoosh. A whoosh is Tesco's kind of, if you know, when you do a delivery with most supermarkets, you have to book it like the next day. A whoosh is within 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's like Tesco's version of Uber Eats. If you do like an Uber Eats or Just Eat delivery.
I reckon they don't do that where I am.
They don't do that where I am. Since I moved out of Manchester, I've not been able to get a whoosh.
Oh,
don't do it in the countryside.
No.
It was my first ever one yesterday, and I tested it out, and I was impressed. Yeah, it was all good and correct. And I mean, obviously, you pay. I think it was like £2.99 delivery fee, and all of the items were like, some things I was like, oh, that's a little bit more than usual. You're paying a premium, but
to be fair, though, I went
making a lasagna and needed milk.
Yeah, I went to the Co-op this afternoon because my son wanted to make flapjack, so I went to get some butter. And I spent 40 quid in there on snacks.
Yeah.
So like, I would have paid £2.90
milk. Spent 40 quid.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Yeah. Half-term goals. So the thing that started our conversation about this evening, we were talking about where we are with customers and what we're going to do next about marketing. So tell us, Jo, how many customers have we got at the moment? We have just gone through like renewals. We had this. People might know if they're part of it. We had some people on Go Cardless. Now we're using Stripe, which has had its own hiccups. But where are we at the moment?
Yeah. So we've got 91 in Go Cardless and a couple in Stripe. So I think the most customers we've ever had is 98. And what we've noticed is, obviously, people signed up. Our first kind of cohort all signed up on the 24th of the month, and obviously those invoices have gone out. And what we've been hearing from people is really like different to what we thought it would be. But everyone's like, I haven't got time. I haven't got time to do it. the people that have the time and doing it and are in are using it are even, I mean, don't get me wrong, they might be struggling with the actual scenario and needing help, or they might need some of our support, but they're engaged with it and doing it. It's mainly the people that have signed up and haven't even logged in yet. They're the ones that are saying, oh, it's been like 2-3 months and I haven't even opened it. So so I've just processed a few of those today. So I thought this is something that I just wanted to bring to the team, because we kind of all work in our separate little bits in the business and do little areas. So this is our meetings. We have to bring like what we're doing, and I'm dealing with the emails, which tends to be, if anyone does want to cancel, that's what's happening there. So we will kind of want to say, okay, we wanted to bring into the conversation, how do we help people make time? We were talking, weren't we, about potentially because when people sign up, they get access to our Facebook group, which we are going live in now, our Hey Monika Facebook group for customers. And we were talking about potentially having like sessions, a bit like our accountability sessions and our community calls in 6FB and the collective, where we basically hold a space for you to come in and do the work and can help you along the way. That might help people carve out some time and say, right, I'm going to work on it then. But I'd love to hear how do we help people
have we got
make the time
on the number of people that are actively using it versus those that have logged in once or not logged in for a while? Can we see that back end?
Well, that's a good idea.
That one, because though knowing those percentages and stats and the number of people would be really useful on that. And indeed I'll reach out to those people more direct in terms of those that haven't had time to pick it up.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we were talking about having like a monthly scenario that we run through, and we just was Rebecca going to do it? I don't want to drop Rebecca in it because she's not on the call.
Oh, do it. Throw under the bus. If you're not here, that's the price you pay for being live. Tell you what, Rebecca.
It could have been Rebecca, me and Nadia would do them together. Just so it's not down to one person. I think we're just going to put some times maybe in the group and ask what's the best time, what's the most popular time.
I think
you choose what's the best time, I think.
Yeah.
And then there'll always be a
recorded,
and people can like work alongside and watch it back when they can do it. But I think, we've already got to try and get 3 of you at a time, and we find that difficult enough as it is. So I think that would be I mean, you could do a poll in the group that just says what would work for you, morning, afternoon, evening, something like that, which could like steer you loosely into some kind of area.
We've got to think people are probably doing this around their full-time jobs, if they're still training
and studying, and training and working and family. So I think that could work. Just asking them what would work well for them.
So
you 3.
What should we do? Like, what should we do next then with that? Nadia, Nicola, can you go and speak to Nadia and Rebecca, and we'll just get it in?
Maybe it's just down to one of us then, and I don't mind doing that, like the accountability co-working session kind of thing, rather than doing a live scenario, which we're all doing separately anyway, aren't we?
Everyone's been recording, going through their own scenarios, haven't they? So someone would be able to follow different stages.
They're all at different stages, aren't they? So if I go on a call and I'm there for a couple of hours while somebody works, they can ask me questions, can't they, about the particular scenario that they're working on at that time?
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Hopefully we'll get some comments if somebody watches this and says what they prefer. But I'll go in the group and ask. I'll put a question out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because is it realistic to think that people are going to? I know, like with 6FB, we have people come along to a study session in the evening, and it's like an hour and a half, and they're all studying and they're all doing different things. And I suppose it's like that.
Yeah.
But you're probably not going to get through the whole scenario. I did a Dell the other day.
Yeah, some of them are chunky, aren't they? I was doing on Amy's one, and it was like, it's a fair amount of time to go through every single match, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So it might just be, but I like that. It's like a Q&A rather than, and then you might be able to say, oh, let's go through that bit if you're stuck on it, and just show people part of it rather than an end to end.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. I think, yeah, just have a time and just say, come and do a scenario, whatever you're doing, and you're there to help if someone gets stuck a bit.
Yeah.
Which is what you wanted to do, mentoring en masse.
Exactly that.
And you just got the software to help you. Cool. Okay. What's next?
So how are we going to get more? We need to retain customers and we need to sell more licenses. And we were talking before we came live, we were talking about what do we do marketing wise and who do we know who can help us. And you said, Jo, something brilliant that none of us volunteered to help with. That was...
What did I say?
You said, let's go and see what really good software companies are doing and what's their marketing process and see how we can replicate that. And then I think that's a brilliant idea. It's like we just need to go out and work out what is best practice or what is for a startup like ours, what would work. And then we said, who do we know in the industry? We know Jordan Vickery, who's good at this stuff, but then his businesses he's worked with tend to have investment. And then we were saying, well, Taxdome, they've built Taxdome completely organically with no investment. Can we learn something from speaking to Peter at Taxdome?
Yeah. Johan's built Engager.
And which is why we're live, because we were talking about Ask the Accountant. And it just got me thinking, oh my God, why are we not just live every week, every day of our lives? And then, I mean, from a quick win social media point of view, there's lots of stuff we can put in place where we're just reminding people to book calls and things. But I
think even support videos like we touched on of around client care and onboarding and sell it, like winning client work generally, of like all those freebies and value adds in the groups. Because when I think back, like Go Proposal was my big one, where that group was fantastic in terms of the support and the work wise. One of the wins is definitely is giving more value outside of core product, I think, in terms of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We definitely need to be doing more in the group, I think, don't we?
Yeah, we do. And this is what and this is the thing, we're kind of like chicken and egg, aren't we? Because we're like reviewing the scenarios, you're recording things behind the scenes, we're doing the admin, we're doing the finance, we're doing the software development, we've got these sprints going on, we're doing all of this stuff, and then we're trying to do demos as well. It's just it is like a whole full-time job. And we're building this up like bootstrapped, so it's and then we have to pay for each development sprint. Should we explain what a development sprint is? Because not everybody, I didn't know what one was. Who can explain it? It's basically, how I think it is, our community is saying to us, I really want this or I really want that, and then they're able to vote, aren't they, as well, in our off of the software. You can give back feedback, you can say what's good and what's not, and then we see the thing that's either causing the most kind of friction, or we're like, from us as founders, we automatically thought it would do that. That's like, why can it not do that? Why? But you don't realize how
a password. You couldn't have a password.
Yeah. I mean, God, we've just got password sorted, and then forget password and all of that, and so every time you do anything like that, it takes a whole dev sprint, which costs money, and it takes time, and it needs testing, and so we're working through our next couple of dev sprints. Nicola,
I think the knock-on effect, you don't realize, it's key milestones, isn't it? Effectively, a sprint is a milestone, whether that's to fix a problem or improve something. I think what I didn't appreciate all the time was when we hit one, sometimes when we change one thing, it can adversely affect something else that was already over there. So like the Stripe was a classic one of the tax on things, and suddenly the payment method is completely different to what was working before. So it's not always even as straightforward of just stacking these sprints on top of one another and it continually going like that. Or it's a bit more wobbly, I guess, in real life, of you add something and it adversely affects something else. So that's been interesting, that ride.
It's like one of our sprints. We got 2 sprints that we're working towards, but a lot of the stuff we've spent time on, though, which people might have not seen from the outside, is stuff like building this content management system, a CMS we call it, and it's where we can upload scenarios. So like the scenarios people can see in the software, we actually had to get the software developer Lee and his team to actually put that data in for us. We had to provide it in a folder, a filing structure with all these different names on all the documents, so that they could put it in the right place. And now we're able to put that in ourselves and edit it, so we've obviously spent money doing that, and then you have to build the chunks so you can then do that bit yourself. So that's in quite a good place, but I think we have to do a next step on that. That's one of the sprints.
We've got
the videos, adding the videos ourselves. So we can change the text now, we can change the questions, we can upload documents where it's just the videos now that we've.
And we can't format, so some of the text on
yes,
some of the long questions.
We can format the answers.
And
things like that. It's just that the initial question. Yeah, it's just that bit.
It needs to be a bit bigger. And we asked my husband Ollie, who's got a creative background, to go and review things, and he's like, "Oh, this," and we're like, "We know," but we do need to make that look better, because you don't want to already be thinking, "Oh God, I haven't gone through this scenario. I don't know how to deal with this," and then you're just looking at a horrible. You can deal with it, but it'd be so much nicer if it was nicely formatted on the screen.
Yeah.
So
also on the next sprint, so originally on the front page we had little Ask Monika button in the right hand corner. Now you can go into the scenarios and you can still ask Monika questions, but you have to go into a scenario and into a question and to need help. So there's a few steps before you get to that button now, where you could ask Monika absolutely anything, not necessarily to do with the scenario, but you could ask her questions about anything to do with bookkeeping and she'd give you a good answer. So that button had to go because we needed to put our feedback button on there, which is what most software.
But now we want the Ask Monika back, and and that was one of those things, isn't it? We were like, oh, we want the feedback button there, but then we didn't realise that would knock Monika off. And now we're like, well, where is she? And you've got to go in there. So that's one of our dev sprints, is to bring her to the forefront, because we want her on every page. So that's a big.
That one's part of the help section. So we have a help section. If you're stuck on a question, you can find help documents, help videos, help something else document-wise, resources. Yeah. And then you've also got Ask Monika.
Yeah,
what's it? Guide.
Yeah.
And what would be really nice would be if Monika was able to suggest, oh, there's a video on that, and it was one place, and you ask Monika, and you'd expect to ask Monika because she's the name of the product. So we're trying to work out how we have this help 2.0, aren't we? That bringing Monika back onto the front home screen is part of that.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people have requested for that to come back, so hopefully that'll
be there soon. Lee has sent us a voice note giving us a bit of an update. But Lee, our developer, is also my little brother, and playing his voice note live will make me drink more gin.
We'll be live for another hour if we play his voice note.
They're mini podcasts, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't trust him either.
So, sorry, I missed part of it when I popped out with the kids. But so on marketing, did we make a plan? I mentioned a few things we can do to automate some of our content, so I'll do that. We're going to
weekly.
An email once a week and this weekly as well, and I think that will give us a lot more consistency. And we need to do more TikTok, Stu.
Yeah,
are we all going to get together? Have we got a meetup plan?
We haven't got a meetup plan. We do need to have regular, so we can make content together. At least
a little summer holiday.
If I can put it through the business,
hey Monika,
go for it.
Yeah. Should we have a retreat somewhere? And
retreat.
Just make loads of content and really just have a Hey Monika break. That'd be good.
We'll have to go to Rebecca's neck of the wood because she's not currently in a travelling state.
No.
I think she will be in a travelling state for quite a while. Okay, so but we could do that.
Somewhere north. More north than Manchester, isn't it?
Where Rebecca lives?
Yeah.
No, where you? She's moving to Wales, isn't she?
She's not there yet, though. Yeah, she's around Southport area.
Yeah.
So.
All right, we'll have a northern meetup. Okay, so content tick. Live scenarios. When we had this meeting last week, we said we'd go through, there were about 5 or 6 scenarios. I know I worked through Adele, and actually maybe I should, I just wanted to mention somebody, Jane, I think it was, completed Adele today, and she put a post in the group and she said, God, that was, she didn't swear. Like, it was a bit like, that was bloody hard is how I read it, or that was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And I can hear the kids going, Mum, in the background. I watched Clarkson's Farm with them yesterday. Oh my God, it's so sweary. A pig gave birth. They were impregnating the pig. They learnt so many words. Anyway.
Oh no.
Are you okay? No. So
live scenarios.
I was just worried, like, do we need to simplify Adele or put do we need a shorter?
What was the starting point? I think it's HubDoc, isn't it? Everything else is fine. It's the HubDoc.
HubDoc is a pain. Wait, you know, basically, like, we've got this freemium product, and Adele is the freemium. I do think the freemium bit shouldn't be as chunky. I think Adele's a great scenario, and I think everything in there is great. But do we have another one that is like shorter, like a 15-minute, 30-minute scenario that we could create that is just literally the free scenario? Because I think Adele's really good training.
Yeah.
Like, if you can get through it and get past it, that's really good. And obviously, I don't know what the CPD will be when we get it done, but I think it's really chunky. And for a free thing, I think maybe it's too much.
Yeah, you want people to be able to do it and feel like, I don't feel like people think, oh my God, I won't be able to ever do that. Like, I just want people to feel straight away like, okay, I know how the software works, but I know how Hey Monika works now. So I can get stuck into the others. Yeah.
I mean, it's sometimes when you get a free trial of it, you get what did I do? Today I'm using Toggle. And for the first 7 days, you get access to the premium, like you get everything. So you do get to try everything. But I haven't spent, like, I'm utilizing it and I'm getting the value of it. And it's not been a 2-hour, but I was able to do it quite quickly. So I'm wondering whether, because we had like 60 people sign up to the free freemium and no one's converted since that. So is it that they're like the other people that don't have the time? Or is it that we need like a 10-minute scenario that they get to see how Hey Monika works, and they get to go through it and go, yes, I need this.
Yeah. If you had a couple of invoices to raise and then you went and uploaded a couple of receipts.
A couple of questions.
Spend a long time on those invoices alone is a chunky amount of time to be doing it, to get a flavour for things. So I think a more condensed version that covers top to bottom.
Maybe Adele, but for 1 month instead of the whole year, because we're doing a whole year's worth of bookkeeping.
She's just given you a month of bookkeeping, or that's even a week. Idea. He's asked you to raise a couple of invoices, and
like, is there like 5 tasks and you're done?
Yeah, she's
like
got
really
a question about this. Yeah.
Just so that you get to if we think about what are the things we want them to utilize, we want them to ask for a document so it goes in the document vault. We want them to ask Monika a question and get the answer. We want them to talk to the client, and we want them to open up Xero and upload something to HubDoc or whatever they're using. Yeah, that's it. Like, really simplistic.
Nicola Gardner has been amazing giving us feedback, and she's watching this in the 6FB group, and she said maybe one with less documents to put in, that maybe you enter direct into Xero. So
it's a HubDoc thing that's taking the time. It definitely is a HubDoc.
That's cool. That sounds really good. I like that idea.
Yeah, I think if I was given a list of like 5 invoices that I had to raise, I'd just go and raise them directly into Xero. I wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't say, "Can I have your PDFs and I'll upload them?"
Yeah, and the same with bills.
Like, she's put it on a spreadsheet. She's given you, or she's just emailed you. Probably she's just emailed you, right? She's just emailed you.
Maybe there's 5 items on the bank statement for the week.
Yeah.
And you've just got to deal with the sale, deal with a couple of bills, maybe a bank transfer, maybe some interest.
Yeah.
Done. Like, literally that simple. So people get to try all elements, really condensed, and that's the freemium product.
Nice. I like that. I think that's a really good shout.
That's quite easy done. That's quite easily done. I
Nick,
don't mind having a go
you
at
up for that? You gonna have a go at that?
Yeah, I'll do
Perfect.
that.
Get out of
Oh my
Hubdoc.
gosh.
Lots of it is
Amazing.
transferable, isn't it? A lot of the stuff that, like the help videos and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a quick win. That's what you want with the products. People to feel the benefit of that product as quick as possible when they download and open it. And that's not happening with the Dell, because it's a really good scenario, and it's a whole year's work. Of course it's going to be a 2-hour job, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, that feels good. I mean, I'd love to hear people's feedback if they think it's a good idea.
Yeah, Nicola says Hubdoc would put her off. We know this, don't we? That is definitely the challenge. I haven't got anyone else. Next week, loads of people will be watching this live, and they'll all be sharing their feedback. Yes, but I think that's right. So we'll leave that with Nicola as a little task.
I can do that.
Thank you. That's amazing.
So we need to think about it.
Can I just ask something about, we're doing these run throughs of the whole, we're all doing a scenario and recording it. So I'm doing Vanessa, and it's going to be 5 hours at least, and that's edited. Is anybody ever going to watch the whole thing? I just don't.
I think someone would.
Yeah, I think, and if you cut it up, if it was on one video on whether that lives on YouTube or with key timestamps of where things are up to, like for each section. Question 1, question 2. Like if I was stuck at part 7, I'd just dive straight into the timestamp of where part 7 was, as opposed to watch all of it.
Do the video, Nick. Zoe can use software to timestamp it. Do all of that stuff. Don't try and do that.
Yeah, don't worry about editing it. If you can give me a video, it will be great. I know from the conversations we've had with different people in the entrepreneur world that long videos perform really well. So I'm interested to see how it works and you'll be teaching as well. You'll be teaching how to do particular activities. So I think it could be good for our YouTube channel too. So I'm keen. I would have uploaded my Adele 3-hour video, but it will show how bad I am at bookkeeping.
Rebecca's done it now. Rebecca's redone it, so you're fine.
I was uploading all my Hubdocs. I've never used Hubdoc. I was uploading those sales invoices, and they all went in as purchase invoices.
That's a
listen.
Hell on earth.
It's not easy.
There is probably something in that about classic mistakes to make and things to avoid on videos as well of like that, because if you've done that, you won't be the only person that's put them in as a purchase. So as well as a video of doing it right, there is almost the most common error in this area is to do this.
True.
That's what when I'm talking through, when I'm recording it, I'm saying, make sure you select this bit here, otherwise you're going to have a bugger trying to undo it.
Yeah, because once it's in, the undoing bit, once they're in and locked in, it's much more painful because it's got those numbers and it doesn't like using them again for things. So it creates a lot of pain if it goes in wrong the first time around.
I think at one stage I just deleted all the accounts and restarted again. Back in the day when we were building them scenarios.
And we've got some more scenarios to come, haven't we? When will they be going live? What's the plan with the next scenarios?
So there is one. Have we got 9 live now?
There's
8.
There is a 9th one on mine now. There is a 9th one that I can see.
That's because we're seeing it differently. With admin.
Is it?
It has got a cover on it. It says, but they do say now beginner and intermediate.
That's updated. That's part of the dev thing.
Oh, nice. I can actually present.
Instead of the timing, then it says.
Instead of the time, because the timings depend on how long it takes you to do it.
That looks good, doesn't it?
That does look good.
Much more realistic.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
Nice.
Okay, that's cool. That's great. Okay, so I think we should round up this meeting.
Do you? I'm just thinking, so I just wanted, where are we with the other scenarios? Because we said we were going to do 5 or 6 of them. I have failed, and I know that Rebecca's picked up Adele for me. Nicola, you must have loads, and Rebecca.
Oh, you're talking about the live ones, not new ones. Sorry.
The ones that we were gonna run through them all, weren't we? Because I think the reason we've held off publishing new scenarios is that we want to be really sure that all the ones that are live don't have any like glitches.
And no one's got through them. No one's completed.
Not all of them.
No, not all of them. People have got through some, but it's like having proper clients, and you're trying to do it around your So maybe that is something we pick up for. Maybe this is something we think about going forward, like really little snippets, so that people get through things. I think like these scenarios, maybe we really chunk it down and just have really small like outcomes.
Yeah.
So that people can feel that I'm getting through them, I'm doing some, and maybe maybe it's beginner and intermediate, but maybe it's like short and long. Shong and long.
Shong. Okay. And I need to follow up with the boys about CPD. That's on my list. And also, sorry to be a pain in the butt, I know you want to go. I did a couple of demos last week. I spoke to somebody who I think I thought we were maybe talking about a team license, but I think they're going to buy a solo license at the moment. And I also spoke to somebody else. But in that first conversation, we were just talking about the price rise, because we were saying at Accountex we wanted to raise the price, and we haven't raised the price, but we've decided not to raise the price because we don't feel like people should need to pay for work experience. Really, like that's the biggest problem we've got, really, isn't it? So at the moment, where we are, we're going to keep the price where we are for the foreseeable.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to stay here at the moment, and we just want to look after the people that we've got and make sure that what they've got access to is really good. And their feedback's been amazing. Like,
I'll tell you some other feedback I got on a call. I had to write it down because it was good. Somebody who had a call with me booked a demo. I think they're going to sign up. In fact, while we were on the demo, he did sign up for a premium account, and he was going to get someone in his team who was new using it. And he said he saw us at Accountex and we were wearing our purple stuff, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't really think much of it. I feel like we've like worked hard. Like, I can't believe people didn't think much of it." Anyway, so I was like slightly offended. But he said he was talking to some people in a group he's a part of, an accountants group, and apparently we are one of the most interesting things that they have seen. So everyone was like talking about it. Yeah. So I don't know who the group is. I think I know who the group is actually, but he wanted to know what it was and what it was all about. So that was nice to know. Like, we created a buzz enough. I don't know if it's good if people are gossiping about you behind your back or not, but I think that's what we're trying to do.
I don't think it's gossip. I think it's just like we are like no one else. There was no one else at Accountex doing work experience training.
No, it was the words work experience, because someone said to us, "Oh, you've missed the opportunity because you didn't put Hey Monika on your logo." I just took lots of things to heart, I think, because I was like, "Oh my God, we tried so hard." Oh. And someone said, "Oh, there's no Hey Monika on the banner." But actually, it says work experience all over it. And loads of people came to us to go, "Oh my God, we need to talk about work experience."
Yeah. People don't know who Hey Monika is. She hasn't,
And that's the long-term goal for me, like that hooking up employers and employees beyond that, of using this app as a hub for finding quality employees and helping employers know that there's a seal of quality. And that's certainly a long-term dream, is making that a platform to find that.
We had loads of conversations about that, didn't we, with people at Accountex that were saying, "Oh my goodness, you could use this in the recruitment process or in the onboarding your team member process." There's so many options.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be just a bookkeeping skills. It's like any service you ever had to provide.
Just finding stuff. Like, I find it difficult enough, and to find quality candidates that can do a base level of a job without needing to spend as much as I want to train people from scratch. Sometimes you just cannot invest hours and hours and hours and hours of the team. It's that balance of helping them while giving them their own ability to run with things. So knowing they've got this kind of base level is massive, or could be massive.
Yeah.
Have we got a like we were talking, obviously we've been talking about solo licenses and team licenses, but like from an enterprise point of view, have we got any thoughts after Accountex about what we need to do next, or who we need to speak to? Or
so at the moment, having teams with multiple, like even a team of up to 5 with Stripe, I'm not sure if that's still a manual process behind the dev team. So
we're not ready.
We need. I think that might be a sprint.
We'll work it out.
Providing, yeah.
I assumed when I spoke to somebody last week about it, I assumed, because that's what you have to do, isn't it? And I think that when you sign up, you put your name and your email address in, then you go to the payment page and you can choose your plan, or you can choose the freemium account. And I thought they would just check out on one of the plans, the 1 user or the 5 users. And I assumed that they would be able to get in after that with their email address, but we might have to manually do something afterwards where there's a trigger that's like, oh, there's 5 people who have just signed up. You need to contact them and say who do they want.
Someone with a team at the moment, and I just say, give me their names and their email addresses, and I'll get their account set up.
Yeah,
I think it would be like that.
Yeah, we don't want to have to do that again. No. Okay, cool. So next step, we'll meet up on Thursday morning. Did this format work? Do we want to do this again?
It's quite good to do it in the open.
What's happened to the sounds?
What is that? My sound?
It's like all buzzy.
It's echoey.
Sorry. So I just said it feels good doing it in the open, so I'm glad my sound disappeared. Oh God.
Right.
But yeah, I quite enjoyed this after you forced me to do it, even though I've done so many StreamYards, but it just feels really vulnerable because this is not our area of expertise. We're passionate. We know there's a problem. We're trying to solve the problem. Do we have all the answers right now? Have we ever done it before? No. So it's all a bit scary, but fun.
It's all good. We're all right.
It's all part of the fun.
Yeah.
We're enjoying it.
Yeah. Enjoying it. Right. Well, we'll see you all 7 a.m. on Thursday morning.
See you.
Boom.
See you later.
Bye.